Hi guys, happy Turn Up Tuesday everyone. I hope everyone is doing well today. Just want to come to you guys with a quick Turn Up Tuesday message in light of me just being in celebration mode because my birthday is just days away. On Saturday, I will be 42 years old if the Lord allows me to open my eyes. Saturday morning, it will be officially another year around the sun for me. So I am in complete awe of everything that God has been doing for me, even for me to make it to this point of my life and for me to be in the position that I'm in and to be doing the things that I am doing and to just be blessed. I just feel so blessed. I really do. I know y'all heard me say that 1,001 times before. It's because it's true. God is constantly doing things to show me that He is still with me. When I look back on my life and think about the things that I have made it through, I am just so glad to be here talking to you guys with a smile on my face. Like, it just really, I don't take anything for granted. I don't take anything in vain. Like, okay, I just made it through another thing, because I know that there are so many people out here that went through struggles and are still struggling, with the things that God has that He is allowing me to be healing from. He has placed a spirit of healing over me, and I open myself up to that healing, mourning the loss of, my loved ones, my mother, my father, getting through a divorce and being able to talk about it, with a smile on my face and crack jokes. I'm always messing with my ex-husband, talking about him. I just play entirely too much. But, I just don't have to be like devastated, with a frown on my face, or I know that there is people deal with every situation differently, and I know that there are people that is still trying to cope with having to come to terms with their marriage being over, their loved ones not being in a physical with them anymore, and things like that. And I am too. I'm grateful for the grace that God has placed over me to allow me to get through those things. A traumatized childhood, being the victim of childhood molestation. God has allowed me to be able to heal, mental abuse, emotional abuse, always being tormented as a child and always being told how ugly I was, and being pinched and punched and spit on and talked about and all those kind of things. And it definitely has an effect on you. I basically had to learn how to love myself, on my own, because I wasn't taught to love myself. Of course, your parents love you because they are your parents, and they're going to tell you that they love you, but nobody teaches you how to love yourself, which is so important. Self-love is so important. I was talking to one of my children today about taking care of yourself, because she works a lot. My 17-year-old daughter, she will do a double after a double, and I'm like, you have to take time out to take care of yourself. Yeah, the money look nice, but when your body is worn down, or something is wrong that you did not pay attention to when you probably should have, and with so many people that ended up in the hospital because of years and years of neglect, of they so busy working and doing what they have to do to provide for their families, but they put themselves on the back burner. And that goes for mental health, that goes for physical health. Go to the doctors, get a checkup, because that you never know what you could be neglecting, and it will end up being so beyond your reach. By the time you decide to pay attention to it, that thing can be completely out of control. And that goes as far as everything is concerned. Like, you have to pay attention to yourself and to your life, period, to your finances, to your, relationship, to your family, the things that you love, so much. And we all should have a healthy amount of self-love, that you should pay attention to your mental health. You should always pay attention to your physical health. So I was telling my daughter, and she really wasn't trying to understand the concept of what I was saying. Like, if you don't take care of yourself, no one else is going to do it. Like, these are things that you have to do for yourself, because once it's too late, it's just too late. You never know. And then that thing is like far beyond, your control, or, now you gotta go to the doctors. You gotta, eat right, or you gotta exercise, or do whatever it is that you have to do to pay attention to yourself and to your life, or what have you, because this is something that you've been putting on a back burner. Even it makes me think about even when I was in my marriage, and my ex-husband was gotta work, and he prioritized him having to go to work and make a living. He prioritized that over everything, and he took for granted the relationship that him and I had, because he always thought that I would be there, when he was ready to pay me some attention, and eventually I wasn't there. So, that didn't work out well for him. That, amongst other things, contributed to our separation and divorce. But we can take so many things for granted, and then by the time, that was just one example, by the time we want to pay attention, or by the time we want to try to fix it, it can be far beyond what we can control. Y'all know one of my biggest things is mind therapy, mental health, mind control the things that you think about, control your mood, control your emotions, control the thoughts that go through your head. That is so important. Please don't take your mental health for granted. I cannot tell you how far I have came. Well, I can tell you, and if you look over my stories, my videos, then you will, hear some of the stories that I have told about how far that I have came in my mental health. You are looking at someone who was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, who was on all kinds of medications, who has been 302, who used to get a social security check. I ain't only want to kill myself, I wanted to kill everybody that I looked at. That's just how I felt. My mind was sick. I'm like, why are you standing there? I want to kill you. That was insane. Like, it was nothing normal about the way that I was thinking. Like, my brain was just so traumatized by by everything that has happened to me. And I was like, I started to catch myself. I was like, whoa, I can't keep thinking like that, because I knew it wasn't normal. I tried going to a psychiatrist, and I tried, talking to people. And, one thing that did actually help was when I went to a psychiatrist, because it was so many years that had gone past. I come from a family that likes to sweep the family secrets under the rug. So, that was things that were never, ever, and never, God forbid, you talk about that or expose that person. That was like, God forbid, like it was forbidden in my family. So, by the time I was an adult, I finally got the courage to talk about the things that happened to me as a child. And it was such a release. Like, it really was. Once I finally said it, I was like, whew. Like, it was like breathing a breath of fresh air. So maybe, that can be something, that someone needs to do. Even for my men out there, I noticed when I was checking my analysis that I had more male viewers than female viewers, which excites me so much. I know it ain't just the pretty face, but I just really appreciate the fact that men are tuning into my videos. I value, especially my black men. I mean, men of any color. I'm not any racist or anything like that. But, when I look at my analysis, my male viewers are always above my female viewers. I love my ladies too. I will crown my queens in a minute. I love all of y'all. But it really means so much to me that I have more male viewers. I ain't gonna lie. Like, it really does, because men think that they have to be so, and I don't know, I can't say men think, because I'm not a man and I don't know, what goes on inside of a man's head. But if men think that they have to be so strong that they can't talk about, what's going on in their minds, or with, with themselves, or they don't have to check in with themselves, or they just have to put on a face and be strong for anyone, I'm giving you permission right here today, sir. First of all, thank you for viewing into my videos, to my male viewers. I'm so grateful for that. I can't even express it in words. But you are so important. Your mental health is so important, for you to even consider your mental health, even if you don't tell nobody, even if you do it, behind closed doors. When I started paying close attention to my mental health, I ain't tell nobody. When I was meditating on good things, even in poverty situations, and when things were falling apart around me, and I was telling myself how much I am loved by God, and how blessed I am, and I'm just repeating those things over and over and over again until I felt better, on the outside. When I began to work on my mental health, nobody knew that I was standing there meditating on good things. I ain't tell nobody. I just did it. I just began to do it. It was none of nobody's business. And I'm so grateful that God gave me the strength to do those things, because it works. Like, it really, truthfully, honestly works. It has a major reflection on your life and everything that goes on around you, and everything that you do. You will feel better. Your mood will be better. I love being in a situation and just having such a calm spirit. Today I went to Philly. I'm always in Philly, so I had to drive back over to my old hood today, and on the way back we ran into a thunderstorm. I could not see. Like, I had the windshield wipers on full blast, and my vision was so blurry that this was rush hour traffic. We had to reduce our speed, all of us. That's how hard that storm and how heavy that storm was. We had to reduce our speed, put on our hazards, and just like literally crawl through traffic. And I just kept such a calm spirit over myself that I recognized it myself. One of my spirit lifter songs came up, and I'm just going through my playlist and I'm listening to all my favorite songs, and this song Lovely Day came on, and I'm like, it is such a lovely day, and I am doing things in the midst of this storm. I got my kids in the car, my nieces are with me for the week. I got my nieces car full of my loved ones who I just love so dearly, and God just placed a spirit of calm over me. I could kind of see my son looking at me from the corner of his eye from the passenger seat, like Mom, you right over there? And I was good. I just propped myself up on that steering wheel a little bit, and I listened to my song. I sang my songs, and I'm just singing, and I'm just taking messages out of every moment. And before I knew it, the storm was over. So much so, it was we drove straight through a nor'easter. Like, this rain was coming down. It was raining so hard, and the raindrops were so heavy, and this just happened not even an hour ago. Do I even look like I just came through a storm? That is, I'm telling you, that's what God will do. You will go through the fire and won't even smell like smoke. I'm telling you. And he just put such a spirit of calmness over me. And the rain was coming down so heavy, and it was hitting the hood of the car so hard that it almost looked like the rain was coming up from the bottom. I was like, wow, those great big old raindrops. It don't even look like it's coming down. It looked like it was like, wow, like splashing up against the windshield. I mean, that was a storm. And I just felt so good and so calm and so peaceful. The main thing that got me through that storm was I kept faith inside of my heart that God was going to get me and my kids through that storm safely. And that is exactly what he did. And sooner or later, we drove straight through the storm, so much so, like, when we got to a certain point, not only was it not raining anymore, we had driven to a point where it hadn't even rained at all. Like, the ground was completely dry. I told my son, I'm like, come on, look, it wasn't even raining right here. He was like, Mom, we just rode straight through a storm. I'm like, wow. So that thing spoke to me, baby. That thing spoke to me. My spirit was like, hallelujah. Like, when you can just make it through the storm. And then when I looked at the clouds, it was it was heavy, dark clouds just gathering in the sky. And right at the cutoff point where the heavy dark clouds were, it was a ray of sunshine on the other side of the dark clouds. And I was like, wow. Like, all of it just spoke to me, from different angles. I'm telling you, I'll be just looking at signs and wonders like, God, like, why are you letting my eyes experience this? I take meanings out of everything. Like, that really spoke to me. For me to drive through the storm, I made it home safe. I was so grateful to God when I pulled into the parking lot. I was like, thank you, Lord, thank you, Lord, thank you, thank you. Just thanking him, because that's what I prayed for. I prayed before I left my home for you to return, me back to my home with my children safely. So he answered my prayers. We ran past many accidents. We rode past accidents where the opposite side, I-95 going north, we were coming back south, but north was at a complete standstill because of the accident that was on the opposite side. It had, the ambulance was there, fire trucks, police. I mean, I just mind my business and I pray. You know, anytime I see a car stalled on the side of the road, or I see that we're coming up on the accident, I say, Lord, please just don't let nobody be hurt. You know, whatever situation is, just show up in this situation right now. Bring your healing, bring everything that they need in that situation right now. So that's what I do. You know, it irritated me so bad because the cars that were on the side on I-95 going south, everybody wants to slow down so they can check out the accident. But who's praying for them? You know, we stop being so doggone newsy and start praying, then maybe things will start coming together how we need them to come together. You know, so today was just such a blessed filled, you know, a day for me, you know, especially because of the way that I feel like God speaks to me in different ways. And I'm so glad that I am at a point in my life. I mean, I could have panicked. I could have been trembling at the wheel. You know, I could have pulled over to the side and something told me just keep going. I said, it may be more dangerous for you to pull over to the side because look how blurry everyone's vision is. What if you pull over to the side and them trucks and stuff, they don't see you pulled over to the side in all of this rain, and you know, and you get hit. You know, you think you getting out of harm's way, just keep going. And the thought entered my mind to pull over, but God told me to just keep going because eventually you're going to be out of the storm. When I tell you that thing spoke to me, and I didn't even know that the storm was getting ready to come to an end. I thought it was just about to be a rainy Tuesday evening. Buckle down, hold tight. It might take us like an extra half an hour to get back to the house because I'm going to take my time. I'm not speeding through this rain. Next thing you know, I was put my foot right back on that pedal because the storm was over. The storm was completely over. Don't tell me what my God can do. And you know, that is just so, you know, that it speaks to me in so many different ways. So I don't know, you know, who this message might resonate to. Whatever storm that you may be going through, hold tight, don't stop, keep going. You know, it might benefit you more to go ahead and ride that thing out. Don't stop, don't stall, don't put it in park, don't pull over to the side. Just keep going, keep pushing your way through that storm. And sooner or later, the storm is going to be over. I promise you. Like, this is what God is speaking to me. You know, I didn't know whether to relay this message or to keep it to myself like this. You know, how can I not? How can I not relay this message? God is not placing these things on my heart for me to hold them into myself and to not relay these message over to you guys. So that is my message for today. Keep riding it. Soon the storm will be over. And I'm speaking to myself. I ain't just speaking to y'all. I am talking to myself too. So God bless you all. And I am so glad that I came to y'all with a message today. Keep hammering down on those goals. 10 goals per week. Count down to a happier, healthier new you. Y'all get in celebration mode with me this week. My birthday is Saturday, Lord willing. Coming up this Saturday, August 13th, I will be officially 42 years old, and I feel great. I feel great and I feel blessed, and Lord willing, I will still be here, still relaying messages and still doing what I feel as though God has me to do. So y'all be blessed. And Lord willing, I will be right back here tomorrow with another motivational message of the day. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Tuesday evening.